What's up everybody and welcome back to the channel. DMZ missions are where it's at, and specifically today we're looking at a Black Mous faction mission called Paper Shredder. This mission essentially tasks you with finding 3 different kinds of documents or intel and extracting the battlefield safely with all 3 kinds. You could chip away at this over time, you don't need to do this all in one deployment, and generally speaking there is one area in the game which we'll cover that is really good for all 3 of these pieces. I'll also share one other slight complication that we have with this here to make it a little bit more difficult for ourselves. But without any further ado, let's get this. The one location on the map which essentially features all 3 of the pieces that you need for this mission is Rohan Oil. But more specifically, Black Mous intel only spawns at Rohan Oil. At least that's the only place I've ever encountered this item. A good place to look for this is to the north of Rohan Oil in this tent area. All 4 of my pieces came from this area and I did it in 2 deployments. I went back there, found 2 pieces, went back there again, found 2 pieces, and I was done. Now, when it comes to the Al-Qatala planning diagrams and the Al-Qatala planning photos, technically speaking, these can come from anywhere on the map, and oftentimes you will find these dropped by tier 2 and tier 3 enemies. You'll recognize this as basically one of these is a massive piece of document that flies out of an enemy when they die. It's a massive photo, and then the other one is slightly smaller. Now these can also spawn inside bags, they can spawn on shelves, so really it will be pure RNG where you encounter these. But as you guessed it, there's also a large abundance of these at Rohan Oil, more specifically in those barracksy areas that you also find to the south of Rohan Oil, which has multiple levels with lockers inside in bags which can all be searched, and most likely you can find these items there. Now, one little complication that the game throws our way, because of course we can't have anything easy, and I don't know if this will be corrected in a patch to come, but the fact is that photos actually give you diagram credit and diagrams actually give you photo credit. So this will cause some confusion on your side if you are, for instance, targeting to bring a shitload of diagrams out of the map, and as soon as you exfiltrate you see, but wait a minute, I'm getting credit for photos. So this is something that you have to keep in mind. One actually counts for the other, and it seems to be that the credit for this based on the item is just screwed up in the game at the moment. So bear that in mind when you are looting. I'd hate for you guys to find a whole bunch of photos and actually, think that you're going to get credit for it, but then get credit for diagrams which you might have already knocked out. But either which way, you need 8 of each of these as well. Now, this is going to be a tough order to do in one deployment, simply due to the sheer amount of inventory space that you're going to need for this, and the fact that you cannot throw these into a dead drop. You actually have to carry them out on you on a helicopter. So this is one of those missions where if you are going in as a team, just simply due to the fact that you can carry out more as a team because you have more backpack space, means that you'll be able to do this quicker. If you're running these missions solo like I was, this will take at least 2 to possibly 3, possibly 4 deployments, but that's okay because you can most likely just combine this with some other missions and essentially chip away at this. Nonetheless, I hope you find all the intel you're looking for, and I hope you get this done easy peasy lemon squeezy. One last thing I want to mention before I let you guys go is this is especially true if you are going to try and solo this, is I absolutely would try to take an extreme stealthy approach when you are working your way through this area looking for these items. Rohan Oil tends to attract a lot of human squads which roam this area and capture the SAM site and capture the UAV towers, as well as camp specific areas in this to try and get players as they come by and they are trying to farm these items. So be forewarned for this. This is unfortunately the state of the game that we reach now, where some people are frustrated and aren't necessarily playing missions anymore, but are rather concentrating on griefing other players. So it could be something that hinders you a bit. This was especially true for me. I found this area extremely busy, especially at night when I played. So hopefully you don't have as much trouble as I did, and hopefully you can sneak these documents out. And that's going to bring us to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching, especially if you made it this far. Let me know in the comments down below if there's anything specifically around this mission that you're struggling with. Also, just out of interest sake, let me know if anybody has found Black Mous intel anywhere else on the map. I'd love to know. I haven't, but it's weird for me that that only spawns in this one area. Maybe it's supposed to be that way, but it definitely creates gate, sort of like a gatekeeping aspect, where if I was the kind of person that wanted to make it really difficult for people to progress past this part, I would certainly just camp Rowan oil and keep people from being able to get this collectible and extract it, and thereby essentially halting their mission progress. But in any case, it's just super important to me that you have a fantastic morning, afternoon, and evening wherever you are in the world. And until next video, fucking cheers.
They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. They want the best of me.